It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ugbo, and as usual, I have the wonderful ladies of Your View, Nima Akashat Zibiri.
I'm fine. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
I was so happy yesterday. I still saw my Zaid yesterday evening. Before I got to, it was late, but I stopped by to see him. So after we left the conference, it's a celebration symposium. Topic was water no get enemy. Of course, focus was on the environment. And the Commissioner for the Environment, Tokunbo Wahab, was there. He spoke lengthily on all that is facing Lagos, on the history, capturing the history of Lagos being a coastal city and what they must do. In fact, I was surprised to see that some gazettes go back to Raji Rasaki's government and how certain areas were marked not to be built on. Some places are for Odin Bay, some places are for Odin Plains, and people are built on all of them, and they have to then do the tough work in 2025 of demolition. So you say, when you buy, look well before you go and build, so you're not crying. But it was really nice, and they talked of the recycling. The only part, because he did not wait for question and answer, he had to go to the executive meeting. The only part is that we did not see how this is going to capture the younger ones in sensitization, the reorienting of mind.
He spoke about that. Okay.
No, they talked about their partnerships that he had with somebody. But we are looking at a deliberate action within schools and capturing much young ones, yes. So Miriam's book was what I used to start that in my school. And I'm happy that, in my son's school now, my daughter is no longer there. The literary club was for my daughter so that she could read. So I started the literary club and was donating books. And that book was now marked for children in final class of nursery and basic one classes.
Nice.
So it's important.
Okay, this one that you're giving us full lecture.
Please,
which aspect of it did you hear?
I heard everything, but I said everything. So I was there as well. I was there. We got together, and I heard everything.
For me, there's a part that she missed. That I was not there. But there's a very important part that she missed that I was carried on. And me, I know that today, Nima was buying amala. Because they were going on about this amala and fried rice that they ate, that they even saw in their dream. So me, I know that at the end of this show, Sha eating amala.
Yes.
I'm all right. We're still doing our sales. It's ending on the 20th of October. So for those who have not purchased any product yet, we still have a couple of days before 20th. Today is 14th.
I like how you wore the
coral
bead.
Yes. I spoke to my dad at length yesterday. We haven't spoken in a while, because I was vexing for him. And being the naughty girl that I am, when I'm vexing, I will not pick calls. So he's been trying to reach me for a couple of weeks. I'm a naughty girl. His only daughter, so he's allowed. So finally, I picked last night, and we had a long conversation, a long chat. I was just feeling, I was just feeling my Asaba, because I spoke my language all through in the conversation. So I'm just feeling the Asaba thing. This one, I said, let me just take my corals and just, So that's what we're doing today. Let's take a short break now. When we come back, we take the papers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We'll be taking the papers from The Nation. Major headline, Mba opens another gale of governor's defection to APC. Qatar backs First Lady's plan for out-of-school children. Tinubu's reforms courageous, ex-SGF Obaolu Falaye declares. President pays tribute as Reverend Omar Okpai dies at 80. IMF seeks autonomous central banks in stronger global system. Federal government directs VCs to enforce no work, no pay rule. And FCCPC to enforce CBN rule for banks to refund failed ATM transactions in 48 hours. I hope somebody took this story. My money that failed since 3 weeks now, I'm still fighting for it. They've not refunded. But quickly, let me talk about Omar Okpai, popular preacher and founder of the Omar Okpai Evangelistic Association. Dr. Omar Okpai has died. He was 80 years. Born in Asaga, Ohafia, Abia State, Okpai rose from humble beginnings, overcoming early challenges to answer the divine call that later defined his life and impacted generations. So they said through decades of evangelical work, he became a household name in Nigeria's Pentecostal movement, renowned for his fiery preaching and mass crusades that drew hundreds of thousands. A statement announced his passing by the family said the cleric died October 6th. And the statement reads, with hearts full of gratitude, we celebrate the triumphant homegoing of Reverend Dr. Omar Okpai. He was a spiritual general known for evangelism, a founding father of faith, a loving husband, devoted father, and mentor to many. And he talked about the fact that you have to give us the proceedings later on when they are ready. He said he's survived by a wife, children, and global community of followers. Also, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has paid a glowing tribute to the late Dr. Omar Okpai. The president described the revered preacher as one of God's generals whose life and ministry brought revival, peace, and humanitarian service to Nigeria and beyond. I remember growing up, he was one person we heard so much about. I think it was his assemblies. They were very popular. He had crusades all over the place. And yesterday I just saw that my husband was listening to his preaching and his singing. And I was like, what happened? He said he had died. I said this man was like, he was a pillar for Pentecostalism at the time. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Yeah. Which other stories?
So we have the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC. They've announced that its support for the Central Bank of Nigeria's draft guidelines requiring all banks to refund customers' money in cases of failed automated teller machine, that's ATM transactions, within 48 hours. Because you know this is a huge issue.
It is.
In a statement by its Director of Corporate Affairs, Mr. Ijagu, the FCCPC said the exposure of the CBN's draft guidelines on the operations of ATM in Nigeria followed the Commission's Consumer Complaints Data Report, which was published last month. In that report, it stated that the report covered the period from March to August 2025 and showed that the banking and fintech sectors accounted for the highest number of complaints nationwide. Over 3,000 cases in banking alone, with about 10 billion naira recovered for customers across 30 sectors. That's a lot. The findings highlighted recurring issues such as failed transactions, unauthorized deductions, and delayed refunds, all of which the CBN draft guidelines seek to address. FCCPC's Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Tunji Bello, described the proposal as a timely and long-awaited correction to a persistent consumer challenge. He noted that even at the draft stage, it demonstrates stronger alignment between regulatory agencies committed to consumer protection. So I keep asking this question, why does this thing only happen within the Nigerian financial market? Because when you go to other places like Turkey, UK, you don't see these issues of, let's say you're trying to use ATM or something, it keeps bouncing back and they're holding your money, you have to go to the bank. And this has been happening for a long time now, over how many years? So why can't they get it right? That issue.
It's a question.
Yeah.
So,
do you have time?
Yes.
Okay, so I have the... Okay, the First Lady. So the Qatar Foundation has pledged to support Nigeria's renewed efforts to reform the Almajiri and out-of-school children education system. So there's a meeting between our First Lady and the foundation's founder, Her Highness Sheikh Moza bint Nasser Al Misned in Doha. So our First Lady led the Nigerian delegation and was seeking collaboration with the foundation to address the challenge of more than 15 million out-of-school children in Nigeria, the highest number globally. The First Lady is embarking on a transformative model of Almajiri education schools that will integrate both Islamic and formal education. What we're hearing is that these schools will host and care for children in a safe learning environment, including mosques for worship, skills acquisition facilities, and boarding accommodations for students, imams, and caregivers. They're saying that this holistic approach will allow children to acquire both formal and Islamic education free from exploitation, while equipping them with life skills to contribute meaningfully to society. And says that because of the magnitude of the challenge and competing demands on our national resources, it's not something that Nigeria can achieve alone. So that's why, you know, they need collaborations, and that is why she went to meet with the Sheikha, and you know, who has done so much in that field as well. And so she says that what she's done has, you know, sort of encouraged her as well, and encouraged Nigeria that this is something we can do. For me, I think it's
a good one,
laudable, and I just hope that it comes to fruition. We would love to see our children off the streets,
and back to school,
doing well in a, you know, in facilities that would develop them fully and wholly. Yes.
Well done.
Well, they have party in Enugu State today. They are receiving the Vice President Kashim Shettima.
They have party.
They have party, who is leading a strong delegation of APC chieftains. So the APC National Chairman Nentawe Yilwada and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, as well as the Speaker of House of Reps, are all heading to the coal city to, you know, welcome the governor of Enugu State into their fold, the APC. And the rumor says...
That's the happening government.
That's the happening government. Yes,
so
no,
well.
he's actually... You know, I said he was my darling.
Your favorite governor.
He's my favorite governor because of, you know...
Stop stealing him from me. Anytime I find someone, you have find a way to steal them from me.
But Fubara is still my darling.
How many would you have?
No, for interesting stories, Fubara is, but for achievement and work, Mba is. And Mba is moving. And he has the support of the Ohaneze Ndigbo in the state. He has the support of the Algon chairman in the state. He has the support of traditional rulers in the state. Even though he's moving, they said none of his defection from the PDP will not in any way affect his second term bid. And there's rumor inside that after the governor of Delta State had defected, that of Akwa Ibom had defected, now they are waiting for Diri of Bayelsa. It is going to join them. They say that they have that he has finalized all he has dotted the things just to announce.
Wow.
So we're going to be looking towards that in the coming weeks. But
allegedly.
No, this was not allegedly.
One party system, is that where we're going to?
But the governor of Oyo State, who is of course the PDP Governors Forum chairman, is wondering what is happening. He said this cannot change the minds of voters in the coming elections, that, you know, and it will not change their conference, that their convention that they are planning. So we are going to see. We are waiting to see what it is.
All right, let's take a short break. When we come back, the paper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
evening, my people. I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail. And I dare on top of you, pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy small thing, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, make person no fit talk true inside.
But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go stand gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Abnifabi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And hey, you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Major headline, ASU strike. Federal government directs VCs to enforce no work, no pay. Nobody can threaten us. Piuna, that's the ASU president. Enugu agog as Governor Mba defects the APC. PDP reps caucus ask NJC to caution judges against being used to scuttle democracy. Alleged Christian genocide. Nothing will break Nigeria. Sultan of Sokoto tells US. Stop destroying people's property, Obi wants federal government and governors. Tinubu Enokalo Khan mourn renowned cleric Umokbai. And defections, PDP will triumph, marking details party members. What do we have in the sun?
Okay, let me start with the Sultan of Sokoto. He was in Lagos yesterday. Welcome, sir. It was at the meeting of the National Council of Traditional Rulers in Nigeria, and this year's theme for the meeting is traditional institution, the imperative of its inclusion in effective and efficient governance in Nigeria. And so he was talking to journalists about the senator, the U.S. senator from Texas, Ted Cruz, who had pushed a bill seeking to make Nigeria a country of particular concern over religious matters, insisting that Christians alone were being killed by the Islamist group known as Boko Haram, which is not an Islamist group, which is just a terror group, and the Fulani militants. And the Sultan then addressed that, yes, he has very strong impressions of the government of the United States, and he believes that it is the best idea to at least challenge that government stance, because this had been done, making this CPC, that's the country of particular concerns bill, had been done in 2020, and it was then removed in 2021 in the same US. And so it's better to challenge it and let them know we have our internal issues, but not religiously follow it. In the same vein, of course, it says that nothing will divide our country, and we'll fight from within to make sure that to resist these terrorists.
Okay, which are the stories?
So the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, excuse me, Peter Obi, has warned governments at all levels to desist from the destruction of properties belonging to Nigerians. Posting on his verified X handle on Monday, the former Anambra State governor said the recent demolition of citizen structures and the destruction of their goods and merchandise remains condemnable. Further stated that an administration whose policies and style have sent several millions of Nigerians into poverty in 29 months should show compassion for its citizens. He also reiterated that with these demolitions, destroying the livelihoods of the citizens, that undermines businesses and threatens the economic security of hardworking citizens, that many people who want to come and invest in Nigeria will be scared because they just feel like they wake up one day and everything is gone. Yes, and that they should really look at the fact if due process is being followed, or most times if it's just people trying to politically sabotage other people.
Okay, we're taking The Guardian now. 72.64% of Nigeria's petrol imported amid rivalry from new refineries. National Assembly proposes November 2026 for next general elections. Defections, Makinde insists Nigerians hold ultimate verdict. Labour waits into federal government ASU rift as strike grounds varsities nationwide. Dangote warns against using monopoly claims to discourage local investment. Federal government's multi-billion naira FCT homes project excites judiciary. What do we have in The Guardian?
Federal government's multi-billion naira FCT homes. So they say in a landmark initiative aimed at strengthening performance and enhancing welfare of judicial officers, Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, flagged off the design and construction of permanent residencies for heads of 4 critical courts in the country. President of the Court of Appeal, Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Chief Judge of the FCT High Court, and the President of National Industrial Court. They said the ceremony was held in Abuja, attracted senior members of the bench, bar, and executive arm of government, including the Attorney General of the Federation, who hailed the initiative as a testament to this administration's commitment to judicial reform and infrastructural development. They said this multi-billion naira project, which is to be delivered within 12 months, would see each of the aforementioned judicial leaders housed in befitting purpose-built residences within the FCT. That's it.
Okay, so let me take the electoral reform. So National Assembly are proposing to hold our elections, the governorship and that of the presidential elections should now hold in November 2026, 6 months before the end of the current administration's tenure end. This is a move which they said will be termed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025, which aims to allow all election litigation end at before May 29, so that upon swearing in, there will be no other litigation post swearing in, and when the government is already in office. And they're also looking at, pushing for all the elections to hold in one day. Prior to this, we used to hold presidential elections a week or 2 weeks before the state elections. And so they're looking at holding all elections in one day, which will save costs. And then they're looking at a blockchain technology to enhance the effectiveness of these reforms. What I did not understand, what it concerned the UK inside the matter. Because now the UK says they're expressing readiness to partner Nigeria in strengthening its democratic process through amendment of the Electoral Act 2022. But this draft is already ready, it's before the House, and the hearing jointly organized by the Senate and the House of Committees on Electoral Matters in Abuja, and if it is done, of course, it will be a step forward. We usually have voters' apathy after presidential election, which concern us. It don't used to concern us.
That affects every other thing.
Depending on how we feel. And so this, of course, would ensure a lot of progress. I just don't know how we would achieve the 6 months before. This is a short time planning, but it's okay.
I have a story here. Founder of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has cautioned against using the cry of monopoly to discourage indigenous investment and industrial growth, insisting that no one is preventing anybody from investing in Nigeria. So speaking at the 2025 inaugural annual Downstream Petroleum Week, organized by the House of Reps Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream, that happened yesterday, Dangote, represented by the Group Chief Strategy Officer of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliyu Suleiman, he said the focus should instead be on policies that encourage productivity, innovation and fair competition. Too many people with the means to build industries choose instead to invest abroad. We decided to build here, to employ here, and to produce here. So let us not use the cry of monopoly to stop growth. No one is prevented from investing. We welcome others to build their own refineries, and we'll offer support in whatever way we can, according to them. So it's just about prosperity for, everybody, that people should actually invest. Our final paper for today, Vanguard. Let's see the stories we haven't taken. NMPCL orders hike petrol price to 922 in Lagos, 955 naira to a litre in Abuja. Which one have we not taken? Insecurity won't end with guns, Amici wants. And third Vanguard Mental Health Summit on mass crisis of addiction suicide. What do we have in the Vanguard?
Price of PMS, otherwise known as petrol, yesterday increased by 6.8%. That's to 955 naira per litre from 890 naira per litre sold last week. They said that stations of NMPCL and stations owned by independent marketers in Lagos and Abuja showed that the petrol was dispersed between 900 and 955 naira per litre. So they had a conversation with Ipman, and the public relations officers attributed this hike to supply and logistic challenges incurred by major marketers in the industry, which include NMPCL and Dangote. They said Dangote increased their holding price to 845 naira per litre against 825 naira earlier sold, thereby resulting to selling price of between 900 and 955 naira per litre. They said they are also aware the NMPCL supplies only to their retail outlets, and the supply of Dangote is not sufficient for marketers. Most of our members who paid for products with Dangote are yet to load for 2 weeks now. I would say that when people are scrambling for products, it results to hike in price. Some marketers who paid to buy about 3 million litres from Dangote were only given 1 million litres as they complained of products being rationed amongst marketers.
He said his
people will stop locking up businesses.
Exactly.
There's a what happened? There's a fallout of that sort of behavior.
That's the results. And he says he has enough to give to Nigerians and even other parts of Africa. So why are we still having this? Thank you so much, ladies, for your contributions. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we'll move on to the topics for today. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is the major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadidoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of your view pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't use signs. If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside.
But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We not even take responsibility for the children.
Please the man.
And that's some poria.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
To the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadidoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise,
rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Now hope.
They carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand gidigba.
Hope they waka with us for downfall.
They gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit in no fit scatter.
Hope. Now that pikin where they read ABCD
and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope. Now the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
tomorrow go soft for her.
Naija.
Your freedom na promise.
Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Imagine a country with over 300 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo? Where we get a common language where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self and every person wey dey for street. That's why we dey introduce you 39.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show Waiting Day with your brother, your friend Wale Po.
Everywhere. So Bobo.
Kenzie, you dey chop for this time.
This na Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Oh.
Now we be WhatsApp Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sub for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
If God be your papa, why you not gonna make Yanga?
Proud to Wahala.
Thanks for staying with us. The federal government has ordered universities to enforce the no work, no pay policy against striking ASU lecturers, suspending their salaries during the ongoing strike. Vice chancellors must also conduct a staff headcount and report compliance within 7 days. Members of CONUA and NAMDA are exempted. Supporters say the move ensures fairness and accountability, discouraging frequent strikes and protecting public funds. Critics, however, call it unfair and insensitive, arguing that strikes often result from the government's unfulfilled promises and that the policy deepens hardship and distrust amongst lecturers. You can join the conversation and call us on 02016 352013 or 09024163 3440 or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. ASU strike has commenced again. And we know that they had tried to have a conversation meeting with the federal government to see how they can, agree on what to do, implement some of the promises that the federal government has made over the years in terms of resources for the universities, salaries, increments, and all of that. And it seems like there's been a headlock in the meeting. ASU, on the other hand, is saying that the federal government hasn't done enough in terms of implementing the promises that they have made, or even promised enough. The federal government is saying that we had started this conversation with you and we said give us so and so time, that we are doing something already, But it seems like nobody wants to listen, and ASU has gone ahead to start the strike. But with this no work, no pay, do you think that will make ASU have a rethink? Because this had played out before and it did not end well. Do you think this will make them have a rethink, or do you think they will still brazenly go ahead to say, let's have the strike, whatever happens, happens?
Okay. In fairness to ASU, they are not asking for anything new. Asking for that the government should be held to a certain standard of commitment to promises that they've made over the years. Okay. And it also helps you wonder, is it that the budget for education is so small or is not up to par that we keep having these same conversations over and over again? Every year, at least 2 times, ASU must go on strike. So something, and we're not addressing the core issue with in terms of the educational sector with ASU. But then, in fairness to the taxpayers, it is not fair that we pay you for work you did not do. Right? Okay. When you work, you get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid, because it's somebody's money. This budget did not drop from heaven. It's people's money, people that worked hard, Nigerians' money, and they pay tax for this to be used. So, in fairness to the taxpayers, so the government, trying to enforce this right that they have to say no work, no pay, right? It is what it is. But I believe that it's also not fair. The government should also be held to a high standard of commitment, especially when promises have been made, and this has dragged for too long.
Yeah. So just like Amaka, for me, I also see both sides. The no work, no pay. I understand why it is being implemented, and it's really for abuse of the use of strike. And as we know, when ASU goes on strike, the people that really suffer are the students, the parents that have put resources together to send their children to school. And we know how long these strikes can go on for months, years. We used to have that, So I can understand why you want to put a policy to help curb that misuse of strikes and also encourage alternatives, to strikes. Sitting down and having conversations at tables. Now, this is where we go, because we know that ASU has told us many times that they have sat down with federal government on many occasions, listing out their demands, explaining what they want, and government will sit with them. Next thing we'll hear, after making promises, government is quiet. And government would not move until ASU asks for strike, until ASU starts threatening strike or finally goes on strike. So really, even though we have the policy is supposed to help curb use of strike, abuse of strikes all the time, I also feel that the government is using it as a way to just punish the ASU because they know that, to hold them down so that they don't go on strike. So what do you want ASU to do? What do you even want any agency asking for government to
the bare minimum for the commitments that they have made, that to follow through on the commitments that they have made, if the only way that we can have you finally even move your body is when we go on strike. So really, the problem I have here is with the federal government, because I have heard these complaints all the time. The demands that they have made, I really don't understand why it's so hard for the federal government to step in. If is that, yes, we know the story of our country. Resources are limited. The federal government can't do it alone. There are different people now asking for alternatives to how we fund education. And some of the ones that I'm hearing right now is people are saying maybe just make everything private
and then government with initiatives like NEL Fund and others for those who are unable to afford fees, then government can come in
with that loan scheme.
Yes, in that, with those sort of initiatives. Let the universities go on and be able to fund themselves, raise revenue for themselves, so that we don't have this issue continually back and forth.
Sure. So yesterday when I saw the federal government to enforce no work, no pay, I said they don't start again. You people have started again. Because ASU will go to the industrial court to enforce their labor rights. Labor will join. NLC will join. We will be back to 2022. So some of the demands ASU is asking is that of 2022. Remember the longest ASU strike we ever held.
Yeah.
And President Buhari then issued the directive of no work, no pay. ASU, and then they divided the unions between ASU and Konwa.
Yeah.
That we had one of the guys came on the show there
to talk about.
And I remember till date, one of the issues in this ASU's demands now is still some payments from that 2022 strike. Because they would enforce it. So a strike is a legitimate protest from workers. If all statutory notices, directives and warnings have been given, ASU have been issuing these things since we've been taking it in the papers, but we didn't see an invitation from government. Government should also publish their side of invitation, of a dialogue, of resolutions arrived at those dialogue meetings that they've called with ASU. List the number of representatives coming from ASU side, the number of representatives from government side, not just issue no pay directive a day to the strike, to the beginning of the strike. That's the one that is paining me in government, because we are back where we started. Every day the circle is the same. So ASU will now go to the industrial court and say, these were the 7 days notices was the giving 2 clinical notices. That's why the ASU president yesterday was saying on the news yesterday evening that nobody can threaten us, because they know they would have their advisors, they have their legal advisors also. I don't like this kind of back and forth, because when this drama is happening, parents would then have to be looking for alternative work for their children. We had children in 2022 who had finished their courses before ASU called off strike. We had people who had even resumed other jobs, were doing remote jobs before ASU called off strike. We can't continue to deal with this problem with the same method. We will go back where we were. You're talking as if ASU too, when you tell them they will shake, ground will shake. Has he shaking them before?
No.
They will go back to their legal advisors. So what is government side? Yes, we know you're doing third form, but these are some of the demands of ASU. ASU has their demands. President Buhari had, ASU was proposing being taken off the payment IPPIS, and
at the time
they proposed an alternative for themselves. Were they considered? Tell us, because government just say we've tried for ASU. It's not enough. Publish what you have tried. Let us read it. Don't just read the circular dated 13th of October that you are saying no work, no pay. No work, no pay, how? And in the no work, no pay, you also exempted certain bodies. You exempted Konwa. That can be discriminatory. They can go before any labor court. And it will now be endless. Labor tribunal today, this and that tomorrow. In the meantime, our children. This proposal that they should even make everything private, we cannot afford it. Let's just say it there. We cannot afford it. The poor man's children, even with 25,000 naira school fees in the year I was in 100 level,
many people were unable to pay.
Indigenship scholarship for them in Lagos. I went to LASU. That 25,000, I know how many, more than 90% of students in school then were queuing up under the indigenship quota for that for 25,000. So which money is it really affordable? Is it not the country that our minimum wage is 70,000 naira? If you now ask a parent who has 2 children and is a minimum wage salary earner within the civil service, you know, past 70,000. Let's even assume is level 14 or something, and they add small thing. Put cost of living in the country join. Add the cost of living, the cost of transporting those children to school. Hostel, we're supposed to take it yesterday.
Yes,
hostel is outrageous.
It's a big one.
So even the public's go.
Yeah, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'd like you to call in and tell us your thoughts on what ASU is doing right now concerning the strike. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go. right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy, and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing ASU, but we will be cutting off to join a live broadcast of the groundbreaking ceremony for the reconstruction of the dual carriage on the Warri Sapele Benin Road by His Excellency Honorable Elder Sheriff F.O. Obovori. Viewers can continue watching your view by scanning the QR code showing on the screen right now. So back to our conversation. So we've always known that the budget for education is not enough. If you compare what is being budgeted every year for education and compare it to other countries that are doing well when it comes to education, you see that it seems like Nigeria is not ready to move forward. And we've given different excuses. We don't have enough money. We don't have, we're not generating enough. The refineries that are supposed to be giving us money, we're not having enough. We are always borrowing, and that's why we cannot have so much being pushed into education. And when you are a country like that who is not giving that priority to education, these are some of the results. These are some of the things that you see as a result of not paying attention to education. So we keep having ASU issue over and over. We'll just be silent for a few months and then ASU will come back again. You people have not answered us since many years back. We rest a little and then you have still not answered us. What do you think is the solution that would sort of help us in a way that we can avoid some of these strikes? Do we start looking or start pushing that going forward the educational budget must increase as a nation? Do we have the power to do that, to say, as if we are sharing this money, this industry, this ministry and all of that, education should be at, do we make like this is the percentage you must give education in the budget before it passes the floor?
Okay, so let's start with the loans. So the NEL funds and the TED fund, all this is so sweet. They are giving loans and everything. Please, where is this money coming from? It's enough for this loan they are giving. Then it's enough from heaven.
They're sharing.
Okay, so that means the money is available to be given. The money is available to be used. Fine. you want to send your child to school because you want your child to be in an enabling environment where they can learn. And as far as I'm concerned, teachers and lecturers don't just do the teaching, just classroom teaching. It embodies a whole lot of things, mentorship and stuff. And you have to be in a good mental state and well-being to be able to want to mentor anybody or impact or teach, right? So why don't we come up with a plan where, it's a payment plan, for example, where we can take some of those loans and solve the problem of enabling the lecturers or teachers' well-being. Then it spreads across. Because there's money somewhere.
Where the loans are coming from.
That's what I'm saying. There's money somewhere. So the federal government can access certain money to be able to help solve this, cushion this problem, right? Because it's a cycle. Regardless of what you do, if this is not taken care of, it affects this part. Then secondly, can we also look at, because this has been an ongoing issue, and I don't think it's going to end anytime soon,
I don't
where
think so.
the educational sector keeps having this problem, lack of funds over and over and again. Can we now look for ways where the universities or the educational sector can now start generating its own money? Example, we're in a school system where these young minds, brilliant, intelligent minds, they can think, they can create, very creative, they can do research. That's part of things you do in school is research. We don't do enough of research in this country.
Part of the things you're supposed to do in
part of the school, right? Okay, suppose. So in Nigeria, we don't have that culture of research. And I think we need to introduce that, because if we're able to, if a university, if there's a challenge across universities where each year, if a university comes up with something, maybe in the pharmaceutical or medical health sector, and this thing is sold or is used, they can pump in funds for that particular school, and they can
apply for grants.
They can apply for grants, and they can use it to do anything, whether locally or internationally. We need to start looking beyond this federal government. If not, every day in the same conversation. We're
going to be having. We have Yemi from Abuja. Good morning, Yemi. Are you there?
Good morning. I'm here. How are you?
We're doing amazing, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let me start from Nigeria as a country. We have this notion that Nigeria is very rich. But that's absolutely false. If you look at the national income of Nigeria as a country in a year, and you divide it by the whole populations without corruption, without anything, you will come to less about $100 per individual per annum. That is not even enough for most people to survive in a quarter of a year. I mean, the education. But we need to be very realistic. The Nigerian population has grown so bad, too much now, that it is very, very difficult with the government's revenue to take care of any sector of the economy. Let me give you, for instance, in 1960, Nigeria was just 42 million. Britain was 48 million. Today, we have about 220. Britain is just 70 million. Our population has grown so much that has made mention of whatever economic growth that we had. So we don't have enough money. So even if we look at the private sector, primary schools, the school fees involved is even higher than even the universities. So the current situation in which we want university to be free for everyone is not sustainable. We need all to be realistic.
So what's your solution to this?
My solution is that we should find a midway between privatization of the university system. A lot of courses in the university are obsolete. They are of no relevance. We have to produce what the industry needs, and that can only help to bring money from the private sector into the university system. This back and forth, bring money, we go on strike, it will not work. We need to face the current reality. We cannot continue to give free education to everybody. Even the biggest countries in the world, they don't do it because it costs a lot of money. We will keep on producing graduates that are not relevant to the economy. ASU must sit down as think tank to find a way of funding the university. University abroad are funded not only by the government, by alumni, by research grant, by industrial support and donations. But this idea of only waiting for the federal government to bring money, it will not work. We all know what education costs in the private sector in Nigeria. So we need to come to this reality. Or else this back and forth will go on and we'll get to nowhere. That's the reality. There's no point everybody going to the university. People don't need it. People can go to technical schools.
I agree.
We must de-emphasize the idea of my son is a graduate. Myself, it helps us nowhere. He doesn't bring money from the bank. Let's de-emphasize the number of people going to the university. Then we have less money to spend.
Thank you so much, Yemi.
See, Yemi just
thank you.
Sorry,
different.
He just widened the matter. Sorry,
but he has a major
point of my child being a graduate. Privatize all the universities. Let me roll talk before I go.
Okay, because I think we're going to be on. For me, I'd already started saying it when I started my, when I first gave my opinion, and for me is that we need to be realistic. Times have changed. We're talking about universities recently where we don't have enough accommodation for their students. We have overcrowding in the hostels. One, because we don't have enough space for the large number of students that are coming. Secondly, outside off-campus rent is so high, many students cannot afford it. So when we look at our world today, is just, we know it's crazy. And just like the last caller said, if we're to, let's consider how much education costs. Let's look at the private universities. How much are parents paying for their children to go to these universities? And you know that there's a whole range of them. Not all of them are highly expensive. Some are not as expensive as others. But if you look at the range, it is much more expensive to go to a private university than to go to the public university. Yeah. The government-funded universities, till today, no matter what we were able to pay, what you're able to pay at government-funded universities is much lower than what anyone is paying at private universities. And that means there's a gap, there's a difference that is being paid by government. And to be honest, I do not think that we have the resources to be able to meet the to pay for university education across board. Okay. I personally like the Enel Fund initiative. I love what it's doing for a lot of students. You're able to pay your tuition, and some of the other things. And I think that initiatives like that can still be used if we go ahead to privatize universities. Okay. Now, it's not like total privatization, which is, okay, give it to private sector. I still feel that government can be included in it. Maybe we should have like a hybrid, some of the universities. Okay, you have a call.
Yeah, let's take this call. Hassan from Lekki. We'll take a short break and I'll come back to Miriam. Good morning, Hassan. Are you there?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
I concur with the last caller to some extent.
Okay.
And I disagree with Mariam about privatization of university.
Okay.
I have my reasons for that. Let me go to the first caller. The first caller spoke well. Now look, they should be able to arrive at a certain agreement. They should be able to negotiate with the federal government of this no winner, no loser. Should not be a win situation for ASU. What I'm seeing with ASU is this. They always dish out orders to their employers. And the federal government is the employer of ASU. And ASU is always in the habit of giving instructions that federal government must do this, must do that for them. Please, let us sit back and look at the demand of this ASU. Look, let me take you down memory lane. Tech Fund is a product of ASU's agitation. The Tech Fund improved the infrastructure in university and training of university lecturers abroad. A lot of them even absconded abroad. Nobody is talking about that. And they are busy enjoying training under Tech Fund. And that Tech Fund is the money by me and you. So for somebody to be saying that he can eat his cake and have it, I don't believe in it. Because we are in the habit of always supporting ASU. ASU members are mortal like me and you. This issue of dishing out orders, threatening the federal government with strike every now and then should stop. and let us see how they can agree with the federal government on this no winner, no loser of a team.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you. I'll be taking a short break now. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Feel free to imagine a world with no boundaries. Just you and your dreams, running wild and free. Oh no, life can be easy. Smooth connection when they collect. No boundaries. Smooth connection when they correct.
Rome Business School Nigeria is a managerial institute of excellence with the best European standard, with a mission to bridge the gap between academic world and the job market by offering advanced business education courses intended to assist professionals, entrepreneurs, and mid to senior level managers launch their careers and expose them to cutting-edge skills, knowledge needed to thrive in a global business environment. We offer master's and doctorate programs, and our courses ranges from MBA, HR, marketing, data science, agribusiness, project management, and more. All our programs are accredited and ranked high by top-ranking institutions globally. You can take any of our courses online and on campus, making it easy for you to juggle learning with your job. Don't put your professional development on hold. Your future awaits. Build it with us. To get started, visit us at www.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Natika Okeke.
My name is Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire.
My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, Pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This now what you want.
After that day, the man
you go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When they find the husband, you not see sign say the guys, you don't vex, don't you sign.
If they look for person, we will give them to you. Fact as it be.
Men no they ever get fault. If baby not there for her, na the woman.
Talk no they be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Look, we not even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for us.
Welcome back. We're still discussing ASU. And
Yes,
Miriam
so
was
I was
up.
talking about hybrid, that I think that there has to be like a collaborative arrangement with private, with the universities, you know, being privately owned while still being partly owned with government. So I think that when it comes to, so this is the way I see it, that government can still be can still be the regulator, play oversight functions, provide grants, you know, for research. NELFund, what NELFund is doing with indigent students, I think that we can still do that. And because of government collaboration, some of these particular public universities will have tuition subsidized, not completely carried on. You know, the subsidy won't be as low as it is right now because government is taking the whole burden, as we're talking about, you know, right now, but not fully, like a fully funded by private university. Then I also believe that I also think that for the part that should be taken on by like the private side of this will be the salaries, raising funds, that's through tuition or whatever endowment. The universities themselves have to be able to do that, and in so doing, they're able to hire, fire, you know, their staff, maintain
Take
their
it out of government.
Yes, maintain their infrastructure, raise money to be able to do that. Government will just keep an eye to make sure that there's no abuse. As you know, that it's still supposed to be partly public. We still have Nigerians that will need to go to university, so to make sure that everybody who applies, you know, there's it's balanced, so that some people are not sort of taken out because it's a private university. That if we're able to find that balance, I believe we will stop having this continual ASU conversation, strike conversation, because whether we like it or not, this has been going on for so long. It makes no sense that we keep doing the same thing over and over again. And we cannot keep insisting that government takes over the burden, because it's been doing that and it's not getting us anywhere. So we need to find a different way to do this.
Okay, Nima.
Okay, so let government they failed education-wise when it comes to tertiary institutions in the country. Let's just agree. Let them wait with their full chest that we have failed our people. Because we just said it here, we were debating it during the break, and I was listening to how our universities no longer produce employable graduates. And why are they not employable? It's not because of the curriculum we are running and the non-deliberateness of government. Government does not want to face what they need to face. Students have been victimized within school, letters and all of that. You have chairman board of Senate board and all of that, governing board of schools. Everybody just doing whatever they like and sending their kids abroad. And we deliberately work towards the failure of our own system to send our kids abroad. In those days, nobody wanted to send their children to just any school. Everybody wanted, we had A-list schools. The UIs, the Unilag, and all of the people were fighting tooth and nail to get their kids into those schools. People were fighting tooth and nail in those days in unity schools to get into Igbobi and Baptist secondary schools. They were standards. What did we do to those standards? We watered them down. Now everybody is looking private. Now we're all looking private. The caller that mentioned that we should demystify the idea of my child is a graduate. How did we get there? Without being a graduate, your child did not stand a chance at
to survive in life.
Your family story. They are doing better than you. You were a cleaner and your child will end up one. If you did not fight, the mothers sold their wrappers, sold their family lands to send their kids to get this education. And now we've watered down the education and we're just telling them move on.
No, I don't think that.
They should just wait. No, they should just wait on their chest that they have failed. Because if ASU is saying, some of the demands of ASU then was the standard of our facilities, and then they started TED Fund. They started TED Fund, and TED Fund, you cannot appraise TED Fund a few years back and tell us how far we've gone with it.
I agree with you, and
let's just wait
a couple of things.
So I stand on the same point, on the same solution that schools, universities should start generating their own funds. Because it's a game of numbers. You have these children, they have so much energy, vibrancy. This Gen Z, their brain is, they're creative. They have time to be doing cultism, to be doing drugs, because they don't have anything to do. Just imagine, for example, the theater section of the school now decides that they want to start running a program where they can show on Netflix or Prime Video, where they are being paid, where the kids are can earn money, funds while in school, gain experience, have the experience already while in school, and then it's it's given towards their credits, their GP.
Yes.
GPAs towards graduation.
Yeah.
Just imagine that there's so much they can do. Schools, I don't know, these lecturers, they're not thinking. The schools are not thinking.
Yes,
there's so much you can do with all these children that you have.
I agree.
To create funds for the school.
Yeah, so the thing is, because of time, I'll just try to just compress some of my thoughts. I think what we are saying, all of us, is that we need our educational system to grow. And to work. Why? And why it needs to work, why we understand that government may not have so much resources to put into the federal universities right now. The budget, first of all, needs to change. So let's look at other countries and see what they budget for education. We're not saying
they don't have the
hold on.
They have the fund to change cars every day.
Yeah, I know now. So that's what I'm saying. So that budget has to be increased. First of all, let's even start with 20% of the total budget going into education. First of all, when we establish that, then we look into the universities. What are they doing? Many universities abroad are not totally funded by governments. The university were rushing, even the public. Quality education is very expensive, and that's why not everybody can afford to go to the university. This idea of once you finish secondary school, you must go to the university, we also need to change it. Hold on. You can go to the university when you are okay, when you are done, when you can pay your bills, you're already doing your business, and you can go to the university.
And there are different kinds of universities abroad. They have community colleges.
Yes, so I'm getting to that. We need to emphasize on our skilled schools. Technical schools. When you are mature enough to pay your bills, then you can go to university. We're not rushing to be the first to graduate. That's what we always do in this country. Hey, my daughter graduated at 16. My son graduated at 20. What did they graduate with? What solutions can they solve? So the problem is heavy.
How long do they have to stay in the university
to graduate? The problem is very heavy, and schools need to start thinking deep within. How can we generate internal funds, like Amaka said? That's the way to go. Then also, industries need to come here. The schools and the industries must begin to collaborate. The banking sector, for instance, can say, okay, the people in finance, these are the skill sets that we require. This is what you're going to train them. You do your curriculum to match the skill set so that when they come out, they have jobs already.
So that's what the universities need to do. We can't keep going cap in hand waiting for government to sort us
all the time. Quality education is very expensive across the world. That's why many people abroad or Yibo people don't go to universities like that. And they're making it.
And they take loans that they pay all their lives.
That's all we can take on this particular topic. When we come back, we'll move on to another topic.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this, now Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, Pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This now what you want.
After that day, the man
you not go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy small thing, don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman. Talk no dey be person yo, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Look, we not even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some poria.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of...
I go shoot on for
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Level 2, electrified. Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge.
Thanks for staying with us. Despite a Supreme Court judgment declaring that the National Assembly lacks legislative power over gaming, lottery and related activities, the Apex Court nullified the National Lottery Act, describing it as unconstitutional and void in all states of the Federation, restricting its application only to the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The proposed legislation seeks to establish a central gaming commission to regulate all forms of online and remote gaming nationwide, replacing the repealed National Lottery Act of 2005 and its 2017 amendment. Joining us this morning in the studio is a member of the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria and the Director General of Oyo State Gaming and Lottery Board, Olajide Boladuru. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what is your initial reaction to the Senate's move to consider the central gaming bill despite the Supreme Court ruling?
Well, thank you. So it was shocking because this is a fight, a tussle that has been on for 16 years. I'll give you guys a little background. in 2008 when the federal government was overreaching into the gaming and lottery space. The then general manager of Lagos State Gaming Commission, Mr. Lanre Gbajabiamila, at that time, went to his attorney general, who was Lawal Pedro at that time, who wrote the originating summons to sue the federal government, affirming the fact that the states are the ones that has the right to regulate the gaming and lottery space. Okay. So he was the one that filed the lawsuit in 2008. So fast forward, when he left that position, he was appointed as the DG of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission in Abuja. Okay. And he did a 360 and he started fighting the states on the same case that he initiated. Wow. So that is why I said this is quite interesting. Yeah. So it's more of a personal agenda, or more than trying to uphold the Constitution. I mean, the judges were clear. So a case of 16 years that has been on and back and forth eventually was put to rest on the 22nd of November 2024, when all the judges unanimously said that the Constitution, I mean, the gaming and lottery is neither in the exclusive list or the concurrent list, so that makes it a residual matter which only the states legislatures can legislate on. So the states are the ones that has the powers to legislate on gaming and lottery. So it was quite appalling and shocking when we found out that a bill was being pushed through the lower chambers, and it was hurriedly passed and was now sent to the Senate for concurrence. So it's the country that we live in.
Wow. Okay. So, you know, our viewers, we're here to give them more clarity on how this proposed bill conflicts with the constitutional powers of state governments over gaming regulation. So maybe it needs to be more clarified so they can understand more about, you know, the constitutional powers that this proposed bill seeks, that conflicts.
Okay, so first of all, the Constitution is clear, like I said earlier on, and it conflicts in the sense that the states is where these operations are domiciled. Their arguments talking about online is it's bogus, because before the Constitution we didn't have internet, and because the internet has now come, it does not mean that we will now change to another system without amending the Constitution. If that needs to be done, then the Constitution needs to be amended. But nothing has changed. I mean, the Supreme Court was clear, like I said. I mean, the justices of the Supreme Court went through this case judiciously. And even the current Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Kudrat Kekereekun, was on that case before she became the Chief Justice. So she understands it well. And eventually they ruled that this gaming thing is neither in the concurrent list or in the exclusive list. So it's a state matter. It's a matter that is vested upon the states to regulate, and we have been doing it wonderfully well. But they want to centralize things. We are trying to move away from that centralization. Exactly, from that centralization, and you are bringing that back into our field. And like I rightly said again, it is not about what they want to do. Is about an individual.
Okay, so this is looking to me like a conflict of laws thing, and I'm wondering what are the differences between this proposed repeal of the National Lottery Act and the new Central Gaming Bill. Okay, so are there differences really?
Okay, so the National Lottery Act of 2005 that was repealed, because I can read some of the declaration to you that the judges actually said. They said clearly that the National Lottery Act N145 law of the Federation of Nigeria made by the National Assembly are inconsistent with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution. So that is one of the declarations that they made. So they actually declared on that day, I was in court, I was physically in court on that day, and they actually said that the act that enacted the National Lottery, the National was unconstitutional. So that fizzles out National Lottery Regulatory Commission. So National Lottery Regulatory Commission is now, it was now declared defunct and unconstitutional, so they cease to exist. And various other lawyers, even the Attorney General of the Federation during the legal day made reference to this judgment. So, I mean, it's very clear. There's no ambiguity. There's no lacuna in the law. The states are the ones that has the right to regulate the gaming and lottery space, and that is the long and short of it.
Okay, so if we were to look at it practically, the creation of the Central Gaming Commission, how does it affect state-level regulators like yours?
Okay, so what it does is it creates what we have already settled, because you know we have foreign operators, we have local operators that we license in our various states.
Okay.
And what this does is it now brings them back to what has been happening to them in the past, as in double taxation. I'll make it clear to you. So even when at that time when the defunct National Lottery Regulatory Commission was existing, they will license them in Abuja, and they will tell them to go to any states and go and be doing their business, and that's not right. So the ones that were smart will get licensed in Abuja, and they will come to Lagos State and get licensed. So that's double taxation, and it's quite unfair on those people that have invested in this country. Gaming and lottery is a very, very huge industry all around the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and so you see where I'm coming from. It's really
so that brings me
money.
to my question: why do you think the federal is interested in? And I know you said it's one person, but definitely the one person did not just come up with the idea. He must have had consultations with other people who are in agreement for it to pass to this level. Why do you think there's a specific interest in moving gaming to federal, knowing that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry?
Well, he has, Mr. Gbajabiamila has interest. I mean, he has interest in himself, really. I mean, because this lower chamber that passed it, I mean, as you know, his brother is the chief of staff to the president, former speaker of the Green Chamber, and the current speaker of the Green Chamber is an ally of Mr. Femi. So, I mean, the agenda is not something that is supported by the whole National Assembly. I mean, especially even in the Green. I mean, I saw the video of when the bill was passed. It was like, I mean, it was like pushed through, like bang, 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 and we're gone. They did a public hearing that there was a rebellious audience at the public hearing. And even at that, they still went ahead and passed the bill and pushed it to the Senate. So we're now asking the Senate not to go the route of the Green Chamber, to look at this very critically. And faithfully, the first time that the bill was read on the Senate floor, the Senate president is not aligned with it. There's some other members, like former governor of Edo State, Governor Adams Oshiomhole, raised an objection against it. Like, I mean, I thought there's a Supreme Court judgment against this. Why are we talking about? So we have been canvassing a lot of senators. I was in Abuja last week, and a few senators are looking into it critically and are quite interested, and they don't want to rubbish the National Assembly, especially the Red Chamber. They want to make sure that they understand what is going on and uphold the Constitution, the rule of law, and most especially the judgment of the Supreme Court.
Okay, so this leads me to the cook of the matter, money. Because at the end of the day, that's why we're all running helter-skelter. So what potential impact could this bill have on revenue generation, you know, for states already running their own gaming boards? Okay, so that means what it's going to do is the little IGR that we are getting to survive as states is going to be taken away.
Is it little? You just
it's
mentioned
it's the little IGR that we're getting. But I mean, more than revenue, we regulate. Regulation means that these people that bet and we call punters, they're domiciled in our states. And that's, I'm sure that's the people that thought about that constitution, the 1999 constitution as amended, they knew that, okay, well, there was no internet then. Either way, whether it is on land or offshore or in the air, these people that are still punters are still within our states. If I had a situation sometime last year where somebody had a controversy with a betting company, which I'm not going to mention any names, and they will come to the office and fill a form. We will investigate that. But somebody in Ibadan or in Shaki will not go to Abuja and be, do you understand, and be trying to resolve issues that has happened with a company. But a company that is domiciled, one-on-one, that we know, that we relate with all the time, we can actually mediate with them and settle, manage and settle disputes. So it will really, really limit the powers of the states and take away the revenue that we're generating from that industry.
Aside from revenue, also the ease of business, because we're tired of going to Abuja for any small mistake any industry has. We have to go to Abuja to regulate.
Exactly.
But if you can access, like you rightly said, within your state, it's easier. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll wrap up this conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Lincoln, or you go here to Apapa Road, over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crimes of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top your view pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy small thing, don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person, we go give them to you. Fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go stand gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some period.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other.
Welcome back. We still have our guests in the building, Olajide Boladuro, the member of the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria, and the Director General of your State Gaming and Lottery Board. So we have more questions for you.
Yeah, so we know that they're about to debate this bill, and you have your opinions, but if you were to have an opportunity to speak to the lawmakers, what would you like them to take in? You know, what opinions would you like them to take in as they debate this bill?
Thank you for having me again. I mean, like I said earlier, we were at the National Assembly last week, and because we heard, I mean, as they normally do, they were trying to run it through, but we got intel that this bill was already about to be read on the floor, so we rushed to Abuja, and luckily we were able to meet with some of the senators, and we submitted petitions to the offices of all of the 109 senators, the respectable ones, and they are actually in concurrence with us to at least take a look at it, so that they don't go the route of the Green Chamber where they just ran through it and it was passed. So we're just appealing to them to abide by the Constitution, abide by true federalism, and most importantly, abide by the judgment of the Supreme Court. We should not rubbish our judiciary. The Supreme Court is the apex court. like a friend of mine says jokingly, he says after the Supreme Court is lawn tennis court. There's nothing after Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So I mean, exactly. So once you get a Supreme Court judgment, they are just trying to coin this bill to call it a different name.
But
It's like the same book with a new cover, or an old wine in a new bottle. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing different. The Supreme Court was clear. Whether it's online or offshore or whatever, it is gaming, it is lottery, it is betting, and it is, the powers are vested with the state. The Constitution is clear. There's no ambiguity in the Constitution. There's no lacuna in what and the judges were unanimous. It was not like it was 5-2 or 4-3. It was 7-0 on this very day. And like I said again, even some of the judges that were not on the bench on that day, there were some of them, like Justice Elena Ogunwomoju. She knows about the case. She was not even there at that time. She has mediated on other cases as well. We have gone a bunch of cases that we have won. There was a particular company that sued Oyo State on this thing as well, using commerce and law and industry or what. And the judges were like, "This is not commerce. This is game of chance. It is not. This lottery is not commerce. You cannot liken it to commerce." So, I mean, some lawsuits have been won in the past, but the one by the apex court is the one that we want the lawmakers respectfully to abide by and respect the judgment of the Constitution and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, I agree with you that, you know, this can still be remedied at this time. So the need for the objections. But imagine that the lawmaker bringing this bill does not throw it out. And then there's a constitutional amendment that removes this from the concurrent list back to the legislative list. If the amendment was done from that angle, what would you say to that? What would be the next steps?
Okay, so if a proper amendment was done, you know what an amendment to, and I don't know when last we had one in the Constitution, because it has to go through the 2/3 of the states of all the state assemblies. So
8 assembly had one.
Yeah, exactly. So if that ever happened, of course the states will comply, and we'll find a way to work with the federal government if that should ever happen. But as it stands today, the Constitution, the gaming and lottery, the Constitution is clear. It's a residual matter. It resides with the states, and the Constitution should be upheld, and the decision of the Supreme Court should be upheld.
Okay, so let me speak as a mother and a concerned citizen, because I'm raising teenagers.
Okay.
And we have concerned parents who have looked through and seen that this gaming is something we don't want our kids to get into. We've seen a lot of addictions come from gaming. And my question is, it's not something, I know many Nigerians are involved in it. People do it, leisure, make money, you know, a game of chance. It can happen, it cannot happen, and all of that. But what is, in your perspective, the constitutional way to regulate this industry, whether it's in the purview of the state or the federal government? Not a problem, but how do you think we can regulate it so that a lot of us, a lot of Nigerians don't get to that position where they are addicted, they are selling properties just to be a part of the, how do you make it a bit sane for a climb like ours?
Okay, so thank you for that wonderful question. So responsible gaming is what we call it.
Okay.
And responsible gaming transcends to various operators. There are things, there are measures that they are, by regulation, they know to put in place. Self-exclusion is one of them. If you are betting to like you put 200,000 naira and you have reached your limit, the system cuts you off. You are not able to go back. Another thing is, my own governor, His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, that appointed me in 2019, one of his main concern is underage gaming. It's one thing that we take very seriously in Oyo State. He's very, very particular about that, and we make sure that we do a lot of sensitization. We issue huge fines. If I find an underage child in your betting shop in Oyo State, it's a huge fine. It's ₦1 million per child. So they make sure that they don't encourage and school children are in school and they are not betting. As far as online is concerned, this is why we need proper regulation. We can work with the National Assembly to where we enact laws and enact technology that will help us to debar underage children from betting. We do a lot of things, a lot of sensitization, a lot of advocacy that we do amongst the operators and the punters for them to understand the danger. It's like you write on the pack of cigarette that cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health, and people still light up and fire it up every day. So we will continue to try. We will continue to put in measures. We have MOUs with various sister countries like the UK Gambling Commission, the European Gambling Commission. Next week we're going to Niagara in Canada on a regulatory mission as well in Canada, to where we learn new things on how to regulate and how to sanitize the gaming industry in this country.
Okay. Can I ask, so I'm just listening to that, and I'm wondering if maybe a Central Gaming Commission is better able to provide oversight in issues like this, or this makes your point that it is better how it has, how the Constitution has laid it, because you are better able, closer to, your punters than, from federal government.
Okay, so if you look at this case, it's
a whole case.
If you look at this case, the Federation of State Gaming Regulators is what we call ourselves now. So when this case was filed in 2008, it was just Lagos State. So what the judges did was they said every other state that is aligned with this position, they should go and join the case. So 21 states joined. We were on the same. So after the judgment was passed, even the states that didn't join at that time, I mean, the country that we are, some people like in the northern area of the country, they don't want gaming, they don't want to be part of it, so they stood to be on the other side. But some of them have even come around. So we formed an association called Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria, which we are now issuing a reciprocity license. So we give you one license, you can practice. If FSGN give you a license, you can go to Enugu or Cross River or Taraba and practice, because that one license allows you to. So we have a chairman in the name of Mr. Bashir Are, the CEO Lagos State Gaming and Lottery Authority, and we have other 6 vice chairmen for all the 6 other geopolitical zones. So we meet as ESCO and we discuss various things like responsible gaming, how to assist our operators, sustainable development within our regions as well. So we do all these things just to make sure that the industry has some sanity.
Okay, so do you think that if this bill passes, perchance, right, that it sets a precedent that waters down the judgment of the Supreme Court, right, and the autonomy that states have over certain areas, which includes gaming, and if this is now going to now encroach on other areas? Because if the precedent is set, there's a reason why we have separation of powers, and if a precedent is set where the legislative arm of government doesn't respect the judgment of the Supreme Court, the judiciary, what do you think will happen moving forward?
So interestingly, I was asking one of the attorneys in Lagos State yesterday that we attended the court. I said, "Madam, do you remember one of the judges saying that you can only appeal this judgment to God?"
After the Supreme Court.
After the Supreme Court. One of them actually said that. So we know that the Senate President is not going to let the judiciary be rubbished. I can almost beat my chest.
So you're not worried?
So I'm not worried because we want to also appeal to the other senators and the chairman of that particular committee. I think it's ethics and rules or whatever, and the chairman of the judiciary committee, that they need to look at this bill holistically and respect the Constitution, the rule of law, and the judgment of the Supreme Court. But if eventually it passes, I can almost guarantee you that the president is not going to assent to this bill.
Nima?
Okay, so I wanted to commend you, because while we're talking, I just got carried away listening to you. I see no fear.
No.
Really, because the Senate President being a lawyer, you've mentioned that, and he would be one who wants to respect the rule of law. I see this bill not going far. But the fact that you came out publicly, yesterday I took the story on the papers, yes, where your Confederation of States Gaming Regulators had objected to the bill. I like the fact that you did not go and sit down because you have certain assurances. and leave things to chance. So well done. That's all I have
Leave
to
things
say.
to gaming, because gaming is a game of chance. Yes, so
there's a lot of money involved.
Yes,
It
there
is.
is a lot of money involved, and I don't even know what to say when it comes to gaming, because it's really not my thing.
But for me, like I always say, it's always regulation before revenue. Once you regulate well, the revenue will come. So regulation is key for us. We need to regulate the industry. Nigeria is a huge market. We were in Lisbon 2 weeks ago, and you see people from Asia, from South America, from every corners of the world. The biggest gaming conference in the world, which is ICE, is coming up in
conference.
What
Yeah,
percentage would you say Nigeria plays in this whole market? Like what percentage
gaming
to Nigeria?
I know in Africa we have the huge. I mean, we have the
largest
market in
population.
Africa, of course, because of our population. But in the world, I won't be able to say.
If you were to rank us,
let me just ask.
We have a gamer here.
Wait,
who's a gamer? I will not mention her name.
All of us have expressed fears about how gaming can be addictive and how it can negatively impact our society. What is your CSR deliberately like in the line of education?
So what we do, as part of what we do is a percentage of what we get as revenue is used as CSR, and as part of condition from our license as well, we make sure that we compel our operators to do 1 or 2 CSR in each of our states every year. It's part of the condition of license. And even we ourselves, we have a trust fund that we have. For instance, Lagos State has built a few schools and fire stations and a few other things that I know. I mean, doing surgeries. Obviously, we're doing the same thing as well. We renovate schools. We have not built. I mean, we don't make revenue like Lagos. We have not built no fire stations, but renovation of schools. Are you
sure?
Helping with the primary health care center. My governor is very, very particular about that because we set out a percentage that we use
for the CSR.
For the CSR.
Thank you so much, Olajide Boladuro, for joining us today, a member of the Federation of State Gaming Regulators of Nigeria and the Director General of your State Gaming and Lottery Board. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on the show today to share what's been going on. And we wish you the best while you wait to hear what the Senate House is going to do finally because of this bill. And the gaming sister we have, sorry, I couldn't take your last question.
No, it's not the last question. It's not, I just wanted to make a statement. No, I just wanted to make a statement like that. What do you think US Visa Lottery is about?
It's still gaming now.
It's still gaming. It's still a game of
But that's all we can take on the show today. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow for another beautiful show. And we'll beat up Amaka after the show later on.
Give your life to Christ.
She just confessed. That's all we can take. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
The past to the present